on the injury front, Sweaty had an ankle, tried to come back in, couldn't go. Garrett had, I think, an Achilles. Walt had a knee. Yelda had an elbow, but then came back in the game. Buddha had to get checked out for a concussion, came back in the game, and Rabbit got checked out for a concussion. I think it was a stinger, came back in the game. Thought we battled. I love the resilience. Thought we battled in there. Ultimately fell up a little short. I thought kind of a key component of the game. We had some scoring drives. We moved it, but we had to settle for some field goals, and they converted some touchdowns. So hats off to them. We're going to come back tomorrow, keep battling, and we'll be on to Cincinnati. What we got?
What's the concern level with Walt?
I'm not sure yet. I know he didn't feel great when he was on the ground.
Watching it live, did you think Michael Wilson caught that touchdown pass over there in the corner?
That we challenged?
Well, obviously.
Yeah, that's why I challenged it.
What was that catch? What did you see on that catch?
That the ball didn't hit the ground. He came down with it.
What's your initial kind of reaction to Garrett's injury there?
Yeah, it's my reaction to all injuries. It sucks, we've had a lot of attrition. It's hard, But I thought Jaden came in there and battled. I thought the DB coaches did a good job because Buddha was in and out. JT's obviously down. Guys went in there and fought their tail off and executed pretty well.
You mentioned kind of looking into that side of things, the health side of things, in the offseason, which obviously you're not there yet, but do you have an explanation for kind of why you guys have been so battered by injuries?
I'm not there right now, Teo. I'm not.
What does go through your mind? See just yet another guy go down, yet another guy. The team is out there. They're all like, what's going through your mind at that moment?
Yeah, the human side of me feels horrible for the guys on the ground. But then you got to refocus and you got to go play football. You know what I mean? We talked about that with our guys because it happens not just to us; it happens to everybody. Obviously, they feel bad for their teammate. They feel down that they're not going to be out there, but you got to go play football.
Is that hard to do?
Yeah, it's hard to do, but everybody's got to do it.
It is harder when a guy's carted off.
They're all hard to me.
Coach, on that, these one-score games have been a theme throughout the season. I know I'm not asking you to necessarily look back in the past, but if you look at this game, what can you kind of pinpoint as to why that's the case?
We look at it, it's like however the game kicks out. When you watch the tape, 3 phases, it's 60 minutes, better execution for 60 minutes on all 3 phases.
Coach,
that probably won't change, honestly.
Apologies, Coach. I didn't mean to interrupt you there. We hear a lot about next man up, right? But obviously some guys stand out above others. How much does that affect your game plan? Are you able to adjust your game plan in the moment when a key guy goes down?
You got to be able to do it. You know what I mean? That's why we talk about it throughout the week of different plans, different guys in, what can you call, what can't you call, how you're practicing, all that stuff. But, I told those guys in there, like, they're all in there for a reason. We're down, we ain't defeated. You know what I mean? They're picked for a reason, and we think they can play and help us win. So that's what we got to do.
Is there something you can see that's kind of leading to these 2-minute drive situations not going your way this season?
Yeah, I think it's just going to come down to execution. You know what I mean? Like I thought, at the end of the 2-minute there, I thought that was a good drive. At the end of the half, we didn't put points on the board, but I thought we got into range. That was good to see. This last one, they made a play. Hats off to them, but it's always going to come down to the 11 guys out there doing their job at a high level.
What did you see on the pick?
It looked like a kid made a good play. I think he threw a little bit outside of him. I'm not sure. I thought he made a good play.
What went into getting Elijah involved a little bit more?
Yeah, how we were deploying people, I thought they had a good plan for Trey. They're obviously doing some things to take him away, so other guys got to step up, and I thought Elijah played his butt off, catching the ball, blocking, catching runs. He converted a couple third downs, we were always going to try to get Trey the ball. Obviously, I thought they did a good job on him. He had one bang in the end zone. He normally comes down with that, but they made a good play on that one. But I thought other guys stepped up.
Coach, how can this team stay motivated to keep fighting these last few weeks of the season?
They're pro football players. It's not hard.
You talked all week about Robinson trying to contain him as best as possible, going to human highlight reel. It seemed like at times you guys had him bottled up, but he just seemed to make plays.
Yeah, the one drive that I was not pleased about, he touched it 3 times and they scored, and that was tough to see. And then I know he broke the other run. We had a pressure on in the backside's got to make sure they keep the cup because it stayed front side, and then he kicked it out the back door. He's a good player, you know what I mean? He really is. And sometimes you think that you're going to have him bottled up, and he makes productive plays. So I always think it's 11 versus 1, and we got to rally to the ball and tackle. He's a good player.
Why has the defense been productive on 4th down?
On 4th down, I don't know. I think it was good to see us not jump off sides the one time. That was a hard count, right? Knockback, just playing the call execution.
What do you see that's going wrong with Chad over this past month or so?
I don't know. I think I got all the faith in the world in him. I'm sure he wants something back, obviously, just like everybody in there. I'll keep putting him out there. I got faith in him.